Have you ever wondered if our modern diet is actually good for us? I mean, think about it. For millions of years, our ancestors survived and thrived on a completely different menu. What if the key to better health isn't in some futuristic pill, but hidden deep in our prehistoric past? This is the mystery we're diving into today. The Paleo diet, a way of eating that tries to replicate what our Stone Age ancestors might have consumed. Is it just another fad, or is there some real science behind turning back our dietary clock? Let's find out. The core idea of the Paleo diet is surprisingly simple. If a caveman didn't eat it, you probably shouldn't either. This means we're talking about a diet rich in lean meats, fish, fresh fruits, and vegetables. Think about what a hunter-gatherer would find. They'd hunt for game, fish in rivers, and forage for berries, nuts, seeds, and edible plants. So things like grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, broccoli, spinach, almonds, and avocados are all on the menu. What's not on the menu? Anything that came with the agricultural revolution about 10,000 years ago. This means grains like wheat, rice, and corn are out. Dairy products? Gone. Legumes like beans and lentils? Nope. And it's a hard pass on processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial sweeteners. The logic is that our bodies haven't had enough time to adapt to these modern foods, and this mismatch is a root cause of many chronic diseases we see today. So, why would anyone want to eat like a caveman? Proponents of the Paleo diet point to a long list of potential benefits. One of the biggest is weight loss. By cutting out high-calorie processed foods and refined carbs, many people naturally reduce their calorie intake. Plus, the emphasis on protein and healthy fats can help you feel fuller for longer, which can lead to eating less overall. It's not just about losing weight, though. Many people report feeling more energetic and having more stable blood sugar levels. This makes sense, because you're avoiding the sugary snacks and refined grains that can cause those energy spikes and crashes. Instead, you're fueling your body with nutrient-dense whole foods that provide a steadier stream of energy throughout the day. But wait, there's more. The Paleo diet is also believed to have significant anti-inflammatory benefits. Many modern diseases, from heart disease to arthritis, are linked to chronic inflammation. The foods promoted on the Paleo diet, like fatty fish rich in omega-3 south, and fruits and vegetables packed with antioxidants, are known to help fight inflammation. On the flip side, many of the foods it eliminates, like sugar and processed vegetable oils, are known to promote it. By making this switch, the theory goes, you're actively reducing the inflammatory load on your body, potentially lowering your risk for a whole range of health problems. Some followers even report improvements in skin conditions like acne, better gut health, and clearer thinking. Now, before you start throwing out all the bread and pasta in your kitchen, it's important to look at the other side of the coin. The Paleo diet is not without its critics, and they raise some very valid points. One of the main arguments is that it's nearly impossible to know exactly what our Paleolithic ancestors ate. The Stone Age spanned a huge period of time and vast geographical areas. An ancestor living in a tropical region would have had a very different diet from one living in a cold northern climate. Some might have eaten a lot of meat, while others might have relied more on plants. So the idea of a single paleo diet is a bit of a modern invention. It's a best guess, an interpretation, not a historical fact. Another major concern is nutritional deficiencies. By cutting out entire food groups like dairy and legumes, you could be missing out on important nutrients. Dairy is a primary source of calcium and vitamin D for many people, which are crucial for bone health. Legumes are an excellent source of fiber, protein, and important minerals like magnesium and iron. While you can get these nutrients from other paleo-approved sources, it requires careful planning. You need to make sure you're eating a wide variety of vegetables, nuts, and seeds to cover your bases. If you're not careful, you could end up with a diet that's less balanced than what you started with. This is why many nutrition experts advise caution and suggest talking to a doctor or registered dietitian before making such a drastic change. Then there's the practical side of things. Let's be honest, following a strict paleo diet can be challenging and expensive. Grass-fed meat, wild-caught fish, and mountains of fresh organic produce don't come cheap. It also requires a lot more time for meal prep. You can't just grab a sandwich or order a pizza. You're cooking most of your meals from scratch. For people with busy schedules or tight budgets, this can be a significant barrier. It can also make social situations tricky. Eating out at restaurants or going to a friend's house for dinner often means navigating a minefield of non-paleo ingredients. It takes a real commitment to stick with it long term. So, what's the final verdict on the mystery of the caveman diet? Is it the secret to optimal health? Well, it's complicated. The paleo diet gets a lot of things right. It encouraged people to eat more whole, unprocessed foods like vegetables, fruits, and quality proteins. It pushes us to cut back on refined sugar and junk food, which is fantastic advice for almost everyone. These changes alone can lead to significant health improvements, from weight loss to better energy levels. However, its strict rules, like the complete elimination of grains, dairy, and legumes, are controversial and might not be necessary or beneficial for everyone. These food groups can be a healthy part of a balanced diet for many people. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from the paleo diet isn't about perfectly replicating a prehistoric menu. Maybe it's about the principle behind it, eating real, whole foods and avoiding the highly processed products that dominate our modern food landscape. You don't necessarily have to go full caveman to reap the benefits. You could try a paleo-ish approach, focusing on the core principles while allowing for some flexibility. Maybe you keep some high-quality dairy like Greek yogurt or include nutritious legumes like lentils. The key is to find a sustainable way of eating that makes you feel your best, both physically and mentally. It's about listening to your own body and focusing on nutrient density, rather than getting caught up in rigid dogma. Ultimately, the best diet is the one that you can stick with and that helps you thrive in the modern world. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the paleo diet. What are your thoughts? Have you ever tried it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries of health and nutrition with me, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.